Welcome to Dickson Realty's second quarter 2026 market update for Carson City and Carson Valley. Today we'll take a look at how our local housing market performed through the second quarter, highlighting trends in home prices, sales activity, inventory, new listings, and days on market. Whether you're thinking about buying, selling, or simply staying informed, these numbers provide a great snapshot of where our market stands today. Let's begin with Carson City's median sales price. The median sales price for June came in at $581,990, which represents a 5% increase from May, but is 4% lower than June of last year. If you look at the graph, you'll notice that home prices have remained relatively stable over the past several years, despite normal month-to-month fluctuations. While we're seeing a slight year-over-year decline, Carson City home values continue to hold strong overall, which is encouraging for homeowners and buyers alike. In Carson Valley, the median sales price for June reached $690,000. That's nearly unchanged from the previous month, with only a 0.4% increase, while sitting 5% below June of last year. Like Carson City, the graph shows that prices continue to fluctuate within a fairly consistent range. Carson Valley remains one of Northern Nevada's most desirable areas, and pricing has stayed remarkably resilient over time. Turning to closed sales, Carson City had 87 homes sold in June. That's a significant increase of 42% over May and an impressive 81% increase compared to June of last year. This jump tells us buyers were active during the month and more transactions successfully made it to the closing table. Increased sales activity is often a sign of renewed confidence in the market. Carson Valley recorded 59 homes sold in June. That's down 11% from May, but exactly even with June of last year. While sales slowed significantly from the previous month, the year-over-year comparison suggests that the market has remained relatively consistent overall. New contracts give us a glimpse into future closings. Carson City saw 78 new pending contracts in June, matching the previous month and representing a 47% increase compared to last year. This tells us buyer demand continues to remain healthy, with many buyers still entering the market despite higher mortgage rates. Carson Valley recorded 57 new contracts, up 2% from May and 8% higher than June of last year. Although growth has been more modest than Carson City, pending sales continue trending in a positive direction, indicating steady buyer activity moving into the summer season. Looking at activity coming onto the market, Carson City added 78 new listings during June. That's 17% fewer than May, but still 22% higher than June of last year. Fewer new listings month to month can sometimes create additional competition for buyers, but the year-over-year increase suggests more homeowners are becoming comfortable listing their properties. Carson Valley brought 63 new listings to the market. That's 9% lower than May and 18% lower than 1 year ago. This indicates that inventory growth has slowed somewhat in Carson Valley, which may continue to support home values as available homes remain somewhat limited. At the end of June, Carson City had 120 active homes available for sale. That's unchanged from May, but 11% lower than June last year. Even with healthy buyer activity, inventory remains below last year's levels. Buyers have more choices than they did during the height of the seller's market a few years ago, but well-priced homes continue to attract strong interest. Carson Valley ended June with 138 active listings. That's a slight 3% increase over May, but a substantial 40% decrease compared to June of last year. The graph really illustrates how much inventory has declined over the past year. While buyers have options, available homes remain considerably lower than they were just 12 months ago. Homes in Carson City averaged 91 days on market during June. That's 34% longer than May, although still 9% faster than this time last year. It's important to remember that averages can fluctuate depending on the types of homes selling each month, but overall, properly priced homes continue to sell at a reasonable pace. In Carson Valley, homes average 78 days on market. That's 20% improvement from May and 13% faster than June of last year. This suggests buyers are continuing to act when they find well-priced homes that meet their needs. Finally, here's a look at mortgage rate trends over the past year. While rates remain higher than many buyers became accustomed to several years ago, they've generally stabilized within a fairly predictable range. Buyers continue adjusting to today's interest rate environment, and many are choosing to move forward rather than waiting for significant changes that may or may not come. As always, working with a knowledgeable lender can help buyers understand the financing options available and determine what best fits their individual situation. Thank you for watching Dickson Realty's 2026 second quarter market update for Carson City and Carson Valley. Whether you're considering buying your first home, selling your current property, or simply keeping an eye on the local market, we're here to help. To connect with a local real estate professional, visit our Carson City office at 308 North Curry Street, right next to the Squeeze Inn, or stop by our Carson Valley office at 1470 US Highway 395 in Gardnerville. Thanks again for watching, and we'll see you next quarter.